Welcome back to the Demon Slayer Gaming channel. Today we're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy XIV Dungeon Guide series, and we're going to be taking a look at Mount Gulg. After the video, if this video helps you out at all, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out as a creator. Starting off with the trash pulls in here. The Forgiven Ambition and the Forgiven Hypocrisy will have AoEs that you'll need to watch out for. When you pull the second group, there will be another unit that is untargetable that will throw a large, long line AoE that you'll just want to step out of. For the next pull, there will be a total of 4 Hypocrisies and 1 Ambition, so there's going to be quite a few AoEs that you'll possibly need to avoid. For the final group, the untargetable unit will be with it and throw out another long line AoE. For the first boss, you'll want to face him away from the party. When he casts Rake, this will be a tank buster ability, but it hits everyone in front of the boss. After this, he will cast Lumen Infinium. This will be a large line AoE that you'll need to move out of in front of the boss to avoid. When he goes to the center of the platform and flies up into the air and begins casting Typhoon Wing, you'll want to position yourself not in front of one of the green portals, as they will shoot out cone AoEs. He will follow this up with Cyclone Wing, which will just be a damaging AoE that will need to be healed through. Next time he flies into the air, he'll cast Typhoon Wing again, rotating the AoE locations, so just want to make sure that you're positioning yourself accordingly. The third time he casts Typhoon Wing, he will also summon a few gas clouds around the room that will explode in large circular AoEs, so you'll need to position yourself out of the cones and the circular AoEs to fully avoid this mechanic. If you are hit by one of these, it will apply a vulnerability up debuff. From here, the mechanics of the boss will just repeat themselves. Moving into the second area, as you progress up the walkway, there will be a part of the path that is blocked by a demon door unit called a Forgiven Apathy. This unit will be constantly spamming 2 cone AoEs that you'll just need to move out of to avoid. He does these AoEs at random locations, so it's possible you won't even need to move at all depending on where he throws them. Progressing to the next demon door, there will also be Forgiven Prejudice that will cast Sanctification, which is another cone AoE. This can be thrown out in a random direction also. So you have to be careful with the random placement of the AoEs. For the second boss, you'll need to pay attention to where the faces are on the side of the boss. A lot of the AoEs will damage certain platforms based on where these faces are. Sacrament of Penance will just be party-wide damage that needs to be healed through. When the boss rotates, you'll need to check where the faces are and move to a position of the floor that does not have a corresponding face on it, as the following AoE will damage all locations on the floor where the boss's faces are. He will then rotate again, duplicating this ability another time. Catism will be a single target tank buster ability that you'll just need to heal through. And Judgment Day will put a meteor on the platform that one person will need to move into. There will be one towards the back and one towards the front. It is possible for one person to manage both of these, meaning the tank. But if the rest of the party wants to split the damage of one of them, then they can do this also. Once he rotates back to its original form, he'll summon 4 balls onto the platform that will perform donut AoEs. The best way to avoid this is to move towards the outside of the platform, towards the very edge of one of the donut AoEs. He will then rotate his face positioning while summoning the orbs also, so you'll have to deal with donut AoEs along with the AoEs on the platforms. I'll follow this up with his AoE ability, so if you were hit by the previous one, you're probably going to be very low. When he rotates his faces again and summons a few more orbs, they will be in different locations, so you'll need to make sure you're rotating accordingly so that you're inside the donut AoE and yet outside of the boss floor damage. Moving into the final area, the Forgiven Venery do use very large cone AoEs that they will throw at random party members. So you just want to step out of these, along with a very long line AoE. The Forgiven Prejudice will also have their cone AoEs. After the third group, another unit will spawn called Forgiven Revelry. He'll have several orbs on the platform with him that will shoot out line AoEs, so you'll need to watch where these are going and move out of them. And he will raise his right or left hand and slam it down onto the platform, so you'll need to check which one he's raising at the time and then move to the opposite side. And this should bring you to the final boss, Forgiven Obscenity. When the boss casts Horizon Fortissimo, this will just be party-wide damage that needs to be healed through. Divine Diminuendo will do a circular AoE around the boss. When the boss summons the halo around her head, her abilities will begin to have another AoE around them. So there will be a small safe zone outside of the original AoE before a donut AoE will spawn behind it. So you'll want to position yourself as close to the original AoE as possible to avoid both of them. When the boss casts Conviction Marcato, this will shoot out a line AoE from the boss's positioning in front, along with the portals that are summoned on this around her. Penance Panissimo will lock off the outside of the platform, and she'll follow this up with Feather Marionette. This will summon multiple copies of herself around the platform. You'll want to keep an eye out for which one has the halo, as this one will do the extra abilities on hers, and position yourself as close to the AoEs of that particular one. For the second AoE, all of the other copies will only do the frontal line AoE, whereas the one with the halo will do the one in multiple directions. When the boss casts Solitaire Ring, this will summon multiple orbs on the side of the platform. The orbs will shoot across the platform and deal damage based on when they connect with the portals. So you'll want to position yourself as close to the ones with the portals as far away as possible, and then move into the open areas after the other ones already activate. After this, the boss will use Sacrament Savzando. This would be a large tank buster ability that would just need to be healed through. Then the boss will repeat the mechanics for the Feather Marionette. And this should be it for Mount Gulg. I hope this helped everyone out. If it did, again, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.